And good morning, everybody. What's up? This is Das.BK. This is Friday, May 29th. And today I want to talk to you about building your own story. So check it out.
How will you begin to tell your life story? Great.
It's Friday. And today I want to talk about telling your life story and how do you craft your own life story. Obviously, we're all different. What makes us uniquely different is the fact that you get to make your own decisions and you get to respond to the world in the way that you see fit. You know, with telling your life story and crafting your life story, you might feel like you're a little bogged down in what story do I want to tell, or maybe you don't feel like your story is good enough to tell. Quite the contrary. So I think that your story is worth telling. I think that the things that you are going through and the challenges that you are going through are absolutely worth broadcasting out into the world. Even if you feel like you're at phase one, like ground zero, step one, you don't feel like you've done anything yet, right? And yet you feel like, you know, with content creation and everything else that's going on out there on social media, that everybody else out in the world is doing everything, but maybe you feel like you're doing nothing. And that is completely false. Everybody is just living a normal life. I hate to break it to you. Like, there are some people that just, you know, have a plethora of wealth and they just get to live life the way they see fit. But that's just not the way the world works. That's not how we are. That's not how we work. So, you know, we get to live this normal life. And, you know, I wouldn't want it any other way, to be quite honest, because the thing I enjoy, the thing that I thrive on are new challenges. This new YouTube channel is a new challenge, so you get to see me work through this. And I think it's a lot of fun. You know, it's a lot of self-discovery for myself. But, you know, so let's talk about you and how you feel about your story. The thing about telling your story is that nobody likes a story where there's no overcoming of some great feat. Nobody likes to hear stories about how easy you had it. You know, nobody likes to hear, those are boring stories, okay? You know, I was born in this world, you know, my dad gave me $1 million, like, all of a sudden I'm rich, so like, I don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that, you know? We want to hear about your struggles that you overcame to get to where you are now. And the more you struggle, not only the more you learn, and you know, the more wisdom you attain for that, you're going to build a lot more character too. And, you know, I'm not saying make it extremely hard on yourself, but welcome the challenges that push you beyond what you think you are capable of, right? I might walk into a new challenge and say, all right, here's my threshold of what I think I can handle, right? And along the way, and you know, you set the ceiling, like you set that threshold high and challenge yourself. You're like, it's tough, but I'm gonna push myself really hard. And then during that course of that, you know, that growth, that evolution, that challenge, you're gonna find that there's gonna be challenges that push you beyond that threshold. And it's beyond that threshold that you start to grow, right? That's where you start to build your character. If you go on a run and you go start running a mile every single day, and you're just starting out, let's just say, it doesn't matter. Let's just say you have to walk some of that mile, right? You go out there and you're just like, I'm just gonna do a mile. You know, I think there's people that are doing miles in like between 6 and 10 minutes, but I gotta walk a little bit of that, so I'm doing a mile in like 15 minutes, right? But I'm gonna push myself. I think I can do a mile in 12 minutes, right? So you get out there, you know, you got your watch and you're paying attention. You set a challenge for yourself and you're going out there, you get winded halfway through, you take a little break, you start walking, you see that you're cutting it close. right? You're getting to the end, that final quarter mile, and you're getting close. It's like, dang, man, like, I think I'm gonna beat 12 minutes. And then you start picking up the pace a little bit, right? And then you make it to the end, you finally look down at your watch and you did it like in 11:50, maybe 11 minutes. So you set the threshold for yourself to reach that, but at the very end, you beat that threshold. You have a new benchmark for yourself. You have you're like your threshold for growth, and you're like, I can take more. And the more you increase that threshold with every little task that you challenge yourself with, the more you grow as a person. So, that, I think that is like the seed for growth, and it's the seed for a good story. And if you can keep that in mind with it, anything that seems hard, right? You should welcome that challenge. It shouldn't shy you away from doing it. Big goals will create big problems, but it often will yield the greatest success. And I know you've heard that a lot, and you've heard it time and time again, but it couldn't be further from the truth. Like, you will grow more the bigger the goals you set for yourself. And just, I can't say with enough, enthusiasm, and just get after the grit, follow people that motivate you to do challenging things. There's a lot of people out there. I was in the military, so I resonate a little bit with Jocko and his podcast. So if you've never heard of him, check it out. There's a lot of Joe Rogan stuff, that's really, really motivating, and he has a lot of really great guests on there, really motivating. Like C.T. Fletcher, like, these guys just get it, and it's just like, you become an animal. But getting started, oftentimes I want to go back to that because, getting started, you feel like you don't have a life story. You don't have a story to tell, but you start gaining these stories as the moment that you take the first step forward to learning something new, to taking on new lofty goals. Like, the moment you take that first step, you have a story to tell. Let's say you want to learn Spanish or Russian or something. Like, you don't have a job, you're looking, but you're like, what, like, I have to do something with this time that I've got. And so you start learning a new language day by day, and you start learning a couple words here and there. And then so next time you see somebody, it's like, what's new? And you're like, well, I still look for a job, but check this out. I'm learning, like, Russian, right? And they're like, what are you doing? Why are you learning Russian? You're like, I just, I want to expand my mind, but check this out, And it's really, that's interesting. Just the fact that you are going through a new journey, people find a lot of interest in that, They almost don't care that you're at the end yet, or that you just speak fluid Russian. Like, just the fact that you're taking on a very challenging task is interesting to people, right? And that's building a life story. And if you keep those interesting things moving, and you start taking on interesting things, that's how you start building your story. Nobody likes to hear how easy your life was. They don't care. You got to be that Rocky Balboa, If you've never seen Rocky Balboa, you need to go back and watch Rocky 1 and Rocky 2, because I swear, like, a lot of the times when, I feel like, I've been beaten, that song just like, dun, 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 and I'm just like I'm gonna get through this. And even, I don't want to spoil it for you, but listen, spoiler alert, in Rocky 1, he loses, right? But he wins. It's one of the greatest lessons I've ever learned. Like, you can lose, but he gains so much from it, right? He went through the process. He grew as a person. Like, he knew that he was capable of so much more because of that. There's so much to take from that movie, but I don't want to go off on. But what I'm saying is push yourself beyond your limits, right? Fail hard and fail often, because those are the lessons that's going to make you grow and see your true potential. So those are the ingredients, I think, for a good life story. You can start from the bottom. Guys, that doesn't mean that you don't have a good story to tell. taking on new challenges as you go through the process, that's a story, and that inspires people. So get started. Today's Friday, so enjoy the weekend. Think of some new things that you want to take on for next week, and join me back. I will be creating more content over the weekend and throughout the next week. But more importantly, enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, and keep growing, guys. My name is Das.BK. If you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks, guys.